Welcome back to the ABC of EDC with me, Rick Flatt, your host through everything, Everyday Carry. A little bit of channel business before we look at this beautiful little Seiko that I picked up from John Lewis a weekend or so ago. Just beautiful little watch. Before we do that, let's talk about another beautiful watch. A couple of videos ago, maybe one video ago, I think I might have missed a week somewhere, I talked about giving away this very watch, this Casio Duro Marlin. All you had to do was leave a comment, was like the video. I think make sure you're part of Instagram, and there's a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know what the rules are. I just want to give away a watch. I'm just trying to spread love here. And I searched my heart, I sought the Lord, I spoke to friends, I took counsel, having looked at all of your comments, and I've decided that Kilted Soul 9000 is going to get this watch. So I'll be contacting you, Kilted Soul 9000, getting your address and stuff, and we'll get this watch sent out to you, and hopefully you'll kind of give us a little video, a photo of you enjoying its beauty. He won for one simple reason. A beautiful, personal, deeply emotional story was written, based in the savannah, very Lion King-esque, a wonderful sonnet to the need for a watch, the hunger for completion of a missing watch. And the story was actually left on a bit of a cliffhanger. So I had to give this watch. I was on a bound, wanting to close the circle of that story. So Kilted Soul 9000, well done. Great little comment there, little story you wrote. Loved it. A lot of fun. I'll be contacting you very soon. Anyway, let's get down to today's video. We're going to look at a wonderful little Seiko. These came out a while ago, and I've never seen one out in the wild, and I was out in Milton Keynes down the road from me the other week, and I saw this in a John Lewis shop. John Lewis near me doesn't have a lot of good shops, just rubbish fashion shops, but this one is a much bigger store and had a whole full range of Seikos, and I saw this and I thought, we got to get this in. So let's spinny and get down to it. Once again, Kilted Soul 2000, congratulations. We will be doing more giveaways in the future. I've enjoyed this. Brilliant. Let's spin and get on with today's unboxing and review. So let's get straight on with unboxing this Seiko. Standard little Seiko box. We've had this many times before. Kind of a posh flat, but they didn't really kind of do much with it. There's no text on it. It's just a very cheap box. Little instruction manual. I say little, it's actually quite thick. The movement in here is I didn't realize actually when I bought it, it's a solar chronograph movement, the V192. So if you want to search more about that, you can. I'm not really all that interested in all the specs of it, to be honest with you. But I do like solar movements. I had a solar movement in a Citizen once. It was very good. Seiko guarantee, standard issue, 2 years. Like I say in the intro, I got this watch from John Lewis, and they offer 2 years. I don't know if that's standard. I guess it sort of is. Let's get into the box itself. It is a nice little, it feels kind of a quality, nice little cushion it's on, you know, kind of a nice sort of vibe. And it should be, I think, because this is not a cheap Seiko. I think gone are the days of your affordable Seikos. I think they are all now pretty expensive. We will get onto the full price and all that, and my opinion of that price in a little while. Let's do basic specifications. So let's just turn the old grips on. Let's get them to 0. Brilliant. So I pretty much know this is a 40, but let's just do an actual test just to make sure. And where are we? Boom. There you go. 1 second. I really am the worst person at this. There you go. 40 and a penny. You know what I'm saying? It's 40. Thickness wise, it's 13.4, which actually it feels a little bit. That comes across. It doesn't come across at 13.4. It comes across actually, you know, very thin. I'm pretty sure it's a 20 coming out of the lugs. It is a 20. Let's do the lug to lug, which is always the live or die moment for watches, isn't it? So the lug to lug is a really compact 45.5. I would say that actually the beginning of the bracelet, the male kind of center link does kind of protrude a little bit, but not so much so that it's making any real difference. We have a basic 3 register chronograph layout there with registers at the 3, 6 and 9. We have a date window, and we'll talk more about that in a while, at the kind of 4:30-ish. No screw down crown, just a push pull, just a standard little push pull situation. No screw down pushers, they are just a push and go. One to go, get it going, one to stop it, and then it's a flyback chronograph going all the way back. Let's take a little look at this bracelet. For my money, I actually think this bracelet is one of the best things about this watch. It really is. It's just push pin. You know, push pin, pretty standard situation, but very well done. Doesn't feel jangly at all. Feels very solid end links. Fits very, very nicely. There's no play where it enters the head of the watch at the lugs. Very nice. Fixed tachymeter black bezel. What else can I say? No signed crown, which is a little bit of a disappointment at this price and at this kind of watch. We have a signed clasp, mill clasp, and a signed kind of buckle there. Buckle's very small, but we'll get onto that. I guess should we do the things that I like first? I'll tell you what. Let's throw this on wrist first. I've not resized this watch yet, but I will in a while. But it's not really that far off out the box, to be honest with you. It is very, very nice on wrist. Very nice. It's the kind. I once had an Orient Ray 2. Very, very similar shape and feel to this. Super, super wearable. A pleasure to look at. I mean, there's a reason. I know many people's dream watch is the white ceramic Rolex Daytona, and there's a reason for that. That color scheme, the white dial, the black bezel, the steel bracelet, the way the registers pop, the way the indices pop. It's a winning formula, and it's no different with this Seiko. Exactly the same thing kicking off. Kind of faux patina loom, I guess, within the hour hand and the minute hand. Those markers around the edge have got just enough lift and flash on them to do a little something without being sort of over the top. The brushing on the case around the lugs where the bracelet joins the clasp there, just very, very nice. It is very, very nice, polished on the edge, but brushed everywhere else. Brushed buckle, brushed case back, very simple. Screw case back. Very simple watch. Yeah, actually, I think they have done such a good job with how this looks. I particularly like the side profile, like the kind of, as you look down, the shape of the watch, where the bezel kind of curves down to the shoulders of the case. Just seems really, really nice. The sort of monochrome nature of this watch is just something that, for me, just like, it's really, really, really attractive. So what do I love about this watch? I love the size. I love how wearable it is. It's my cup of tea, really is. I love the bracelet. The bracelet feels hefty. It feels secure. It doesn't jangle. It's got a lovely. There's no shininess to it. No center links. No nastiness like that. Just shiny polished on the edge. Sorry, but brushed up the middle. Real comfortable. Real super wearable. I love the fact it's a chronograph. Now I got to be honest with you. I've owned a few chronographs, right? I don't find myself using the chronograph function. I use a dive bezel far more than I ever use a chronograph. But I do like the profile. I do like a 3-pusher watch. Whenever I see someone with a chronograph on, and it's normally a chronograph with a really cool leather band, it instantly makes me want to get one if I've not got one, or if I've got one, I want to go and wear it. There's something very kind of awesome about them, very sporty. So this watch looks great, wears great. The build quality, I would say, is very, very good. The last Seiko I had in my hand, I think, was their kind of the SKX-ish kind of line, you know, the Seiko 5 Sports line, and it didn't feel anywhere near as solid as this. For instance, if I get another watch that's you know, I would like to have got a Daytona in, but I can't. But a friend of mine, he has something that's very similar, a cousin of a white-faced Rolex. He's got this. This is the Black Bay. God, let me just give it a quick wipe because it's a bit cold in here, a little bit of condensation going on. He has this white-faced Black Bay chrono. Just a juicy watch, just a lovely bit of kit. And just for like color comparison, he lent it in just so I could sort of do a quick kind of like, you know, just match him up a little bit. And there is a lot. As I look at these two watches, I've got to be completely honest with you, I prefer the Seiko. I prefer the Seiko. It's slightly more compact, and I'm into that more sort of compact vibe. That I was surprised actually, because the white of this Tudor is gorgeous. It really is. But I really like the colour on that Seiko too. It's kind of a more creamy white than this, which is a very white, almost like an enamely white, if you understand, like a chinery white. But this is kind of, I've got a slight more warmth to it. Really, really like it. And, you know, I can see why when you look down at a glance and you're wearing the Tudor, it's the same kind of feeling you're going to get from the Daytona, I imagine, and the same feeling you're definitely going to get from the Seiko. They just kind of pop, right? They just stand out. That black dial, those white dials, that black register, the black bezel, just kind of, it's just what it is, man. It's so simple, yet it just works, man. It's just such a decent combo. And like I say, Seiko have done this very, very, very well. I'm not surprised that this made such a splash, judging that even if you've got the money, it's very hard to get hold of a white ceramic Daytona. And a few companies do a white face. You know, you can get a few watches. But actually, this, even though it's, for my money, quite expensive for a Seiko, it's very affordable for this kind of look. So that's what I love. Size, quality, the wearability. What don't I like about this Seiko, this Photona? Do you know one of my biggest bugbears? Let me just move these hands a little bit. One of my biggest bugbears is actually, and I'll put some macros in, that date there between the 3 and the 4. I just don't like it. Now, I know Zenith, you know, a really well-established, well thought-of watch brand, stick the date there. I know of a few other companies put the date there, but something in my head a while ago that said having a date there is cheap. Something, and I can't move it. And at the moment, I seem to have this thing in my brain about wanting watches that are completely clean. I don't want a date. I don't want a day date. I don't want a lot on the dial. I want it clean. And the winner for me would be that dial, which is a really nice dial. No date. Get rid of the date. Just get rid of it. Or certainly don't add a bit of drama by adding it there. Put it somewhere else. I don't know where. You know, the Tudor does a great job of disguising that date by putting it down at the 6. Just put it down there at the 6. And you sort of, it almost blends into the background. You don't notice it. But here, there's just a lot of traffic when you get to this part of the watch. It's very, very busy, very congested. And, man, I don't like it. And the other thing I don't like, how short this clasp is. It's so silly. I mean, look how long the milled part of the bracelet is, and how small the actual, you know, the actual clasp buckle is. It's just silly. I mean, it's well made. It's well put together, but it's just ridiculous. And finally, what else don't I like about this watch? I don't like the price. I paid £590 for this. And I tell you what, and here's a sidebar. I paid £590 for this, and I said to the woman, passed it to me in a box, and I said to her, like, can I have a bag, please? Have you not? She goes, oh, sorry, no, the only bags we've got are 30p. I said, woman, I just spent 590 quid in here. I can't get a bag? I can't get a plastic bag? And she went, oh, I'll go and get you one. I'm like, don't do me any favours, love. But anyway, £590. So here's my opinion. For £590, there are many other watches you can get that are probably a better proposition than this. Both new watches, or if you want to go sort of pre-owned watches, even more. You know, you could get something from Baltic. You might be able to get into, you know, early Christopher Ward or something. My friend said, he said there's some ones in that sort of range. You definitely get into some Tissot's. I don't know, man. Like 590 quid, you're pushing it. For me, this is a 350 pound watch all day. This is not a 590 pound watch. It's not an auto. There's nothing super fantabulous about it. Yeah, the price is a major problem, and I think, like I say, gone are the days of your cheap kind of throwaway fun Seikos. They are taking themselves a bit too seriously now. Too much money, guys. You should drop the price of this. If this was 350 quid, I'd buy these all day. But 590, man, it gave me pause. I'm like, oh, that's a chunk of cheddar, man. That's a chunk of cheddar. So yeah, overall, a great watch, great build quality, definitely a step up from your normal Seiko, but not enough of a step up that it commands like another 300 quid over their sports lineup, or, you know, some of their older models you can get pre-owned. It's a shame. It's a real shame, because it is actually a very, very delicious watch, but we just can't be doing it. Anyway, this has been the ABC of EDC, and I've been Rick Flat. Until next time, carry what you love. Laters.